A very good morning, dear students. Today we are going to discuss a very important topic that is inheritance. Okay, so in the previous classes also I have already informed you that today we are going to discuss about inheritance. So this inheritance is a very important features of object-oriented programming languages, whether it is C++, whether it is Java and all. Okay, so inheritance, what this inheritance is. Okay, first of all let us see the introduction of this inheritance. Okay, so as you can see here, an inheritance is a process in which one object acquires all the properties and behavior of its parent object automatically. Okay, so let us see one scenario that in a program we can have more than one classes. Till now we have done program which was based on a single class. Okay, so from now onwards we will see in a program we can have more than one classes. Okay, suppose there are two classes. Okay, so one class is student and another class is ex student. That means those students which already pass out, and one student is say present student. Ex student in one class and another class is suppose present students. Okay, now let us think what are the information available for a students. Okay, so as always a student can have name, roll number, okay, year of passing, okay, or you can say registration number, so on so on. This name, registration number, roll number, these all are what you can say, this all information will be there for ex student also and for what you can say present student also. So in inheritance what we'll be doing, suppose we have defined the ex student class first. Okay, तो एक स्टूडेंट क्लास हम लोग पहले डिफाइन करेंगे। एक स्टूडेंट के अंदर जितना भी डाटा मेंबर्स होगा जैसे कि रोल नंबर, रजिस्ट्रेशन नंबर, नेम, एड्रेस, ओके, सो ये हम लोगों ने कहाँ पे डिफाइन करेंगे, एक स्टूडेंट क्लास में डिफाइन करेंगे। ठीक है, सपोज एक स्टूडेंट क्लास डिफाइन कर लिया हम लोगों ने। जब हम लोग डिफाइन करेंगे प्रेजेंट स्टूडेंट, ओके, now you think this present student class also will have the same information because present student also will have the name, present student also will have the roll number, present student also will have the registration number, address, so on so on. That means some common similarities data will be there for both the classes. Yes, of course there will be some differences. Okay, now ये जो हम लोगों ने कॉमन डाटा हम लोगों ने डिफाइन किया है इन एक स्टूडेंट क्लास में, आफ्टर यूजिंग दिस इनहेरिटेंस और यू कैन से बाय दिस इनहेरिटेंस व्हाट वी कैन डू, those data members we do not have to declare in the present student class also. Okay, that means what, जो कॉमन डाटा है मतलब इन द व्हाट यू कैन से एक स्टूडेंट क्लास में जो हम लोगों ने डिफाइन किया है उसी को हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं, उसी को हम लोग इनहेरिट करके प्रेजेंट स्टूडेंट क्लास में लेके आ सकता है। दिस इज द स्पेशलिटी ऑफ इनहेरिटेंस। अब ये जो एक स्टूडेंट क्लास है इसको हम लोग बोलेंगे पेरेंट क्लास, क्योंकि हम लोग इंफॉर्मेशन एक स्टूडेंट से लेके आ रहे हैं, जहां से लेके आ रहा है इसको हम लोग बोलेंगे पेरेंट क्लास, और यू कैन से दिस इज बेस क्लास। जब एक स्टूडेंट से हम लोग इंफॉर्मेशन लेके आ रहा है कहां तक, प्रेजेंट स्टूडेंट तक। ठीक है, जहां पे हम लोग लेके आ रहा है कहां तक, प्रेजेंट स्टूडेंट तक। नाउ दिस प्रेजेंट स्टूडेंट विल बी कॉल्ड एज चाइल्ड क्लास और यू कैन से डिराइव क्लास। ओके, दैट मीन्स always the derived class will inherit information from the parent class. And okay, what will happen when we inherit the information from parent class to the derived class, we do not have to write those data number again. Okay, since we do not have to write those data number or we do not have to declare those data number again, that means what, we are saving our memory space, we are saving our space time. Okay, that means what? Ultimately we can say we are reusing the code which we declared in the parent class. I hope you understood the concept of inheritance. Matlab, in simple term you can say there will be more than one classes. Okay, from parent class always the child class will inherit some information. As our real life also we can say, in human being also we we are the child of our parents. Okay, and we have some similarities. Okay, or you can say we have inherited some what you can say genetic effect from our parents. That is why childs are always look alike with their parents. This is because inheritance. Okay, but not exactly same, right? Parents and childs are not exactly same, only similarities will be there. Anyone can identify he is the son of him or her. Okay, this is why because of inheritance. In biological term you can say this inheritance means what? These are the genetic inheritance, you can say. Same concept goes for our programming languages also. There will be more than one classes. So from one class to another class we will inherit, or we will, or you can say from the base class point of view we will send some data, we will send some information, we will send some what you can say data members or member function to the parent class, or you can say sorry to the child class. From parent class to child class we will send, and from child's class point of view we will inherit some information from the parent class. I hope it is clear. Okay, now you can see here, in such way we can reuse, extend or modify the attributes and behavior. So attribute means data member and behavior means the member function which are defined in other classes. Okay, now in C++, the class which inherits the member of another class is called derived class. अभी मैंने बोला ही है यहाँ पे कि डिराइव क्लास क्या है, ये एक क्लास है जो क्या करेगा, पेरेंट क्लास से इंफॉर्मेशन इनहेरिट करके लेके आएगा. ठीक है, एंड द क्लास हुज मेंबर्स आर इनहेरिटेड इज कॉल्ड बेस क्लास. Okay, the derived class is the specialized class of base class. Why? Because the derived class will always bring some information from the parent class. Okay, now how we can inherit in programming language, or you can the syntax of inheriting information from parent class to child class, or you can say from base class to the derived class. So this is how we can inherit the information from parent class to the child class, or you can say from base class to the derived class. So this is the syntax, you can say. As you can see here, class is a keyword, and this derived class, that means जो हम लोग नया class create कर रहे हैं, that means you can say child class, you can say. Access specifier. So this access specifier already we have discussed in our beginning of this object-oriented programming classes. Okay, this access specifier will have three types of access specifier, that is private, public and protected. Okay, after access specifier we will have the base class. That means कहाँ से हम लोग information लेके आ रहा है, that class name we have to write after this access specifier, and these two is separated by this colon. Okay, now we will be discussing about this access specifier in detail. Okay, for now just remember that this access specifier will have private, protected and public. When we inherit, or when we derive the base class as private, that means what, there will be some restrictions. Okay, that means all the members we cannot inherit it. Okay, we'll see this restriction, what are the restrictions when we derived a class as private. Okay, when we derive this base class as public, again we'll have what you can say, publicly we can almost all the data we can inherit it. Okay, and when we derive base class as protected, that means what, this protected means it is almost similar with the private access specifier. Okay, that means uh, some particular data we cannot inherit from the base class to the parent class, but then there will be some differences between private access specifier and protected access specifier. We will see in this access specifier in detail about in the next classes. Okay, so you can say where the access specifier was one of the private, protected, public, and base class is the name of previously defined class. Okay, if the access specifier is not used then it is private by default. अगर हम लोगों ने यहाँ पे access specifier देना भूल गया है तो यहाँ पे क्या होगा, the computer the organ say the compiler will automatically uh, will assume that they have derived the base class as privately. Okay, so for you just remember this the syntax how we can inherit this. I'm going to explain with you uh, with the help of one example. As you can see here, I have created here one class, that is class shape. Shape means any shape, whether it is rectangular, circular, whatever it is. Okay, so under public section we have defined here set width. एक argument लिया है, मतलब हम लोग width लेंगे, तो width equal to w. You already know this set method. Again we are taking another method set height. That means we are taking height and what you can say width. This time we have defined these two data member width and height as protected, and you can see here this class starts here and ends here. This is one class. Okay, now you can see here class rectangle. That means we are creating a new class rectangle, and you can see here one colon is given here and public shape. This shape class already we have defined here. Okay, the new class is what? Rectangle. So what we are going to do, we are going to find the area of rectangle and shape. Okay, so rectangle के अंदर you can see here we have not declared width and height, because you know rectangle will also have height and width, but we have not declared here. Not even we are not defining set height, and we are not defining set width also in this rectangle class. Why? Because we have inherited this set width, set height, width and height data members and these two member function. From where? From shape class. How? By the colon operator, access specifier, and then from which class you are inheriting, that is class name. अब जब रेक्टेंगल के अंदर बॉडी के अंदर आओगे तो यहाँ पे देख सकते हैं integer get area. So this function is what you can say, this is the function which is mainly for rectangle. That means inside the rectangle class will have all these two member function and these two data member also. Along with this rectangle class will have this additional member function, that is get area also for rectangle class. So you can see here this rectangle class is using these two data member function and these two data member also, but we are not declaring here. This is why, because we are inheriting those data member and member function from shape class by this method. अब ये करने से क्या होगा, we are not writing this thing again. If we do not inherit this shape, that means what? For finding the area also, again we have to declare inside the rectangle class integer width, integer height, set width, set height, right or not? That means multiple times we have to define those members. But because of inheritance, we do not have to write again and again. So what we can do, we can inherit those common data from the parent class or base class. अब इसका एडवांटेज क्या हो गया है? इसका एडवांटेज हो गया है we are what you can say, we are saving our time, we are saving our memory. Okay, so as a whole we are getting profit. Okay, now when you run this program, you can see here we are creating an object for what? Derived class, not for the base class. You can see here. So rectangle rect. Now you can see here from derived class we are calling what? This base class member function. You say react dot set width. Set width is here, but it does not mean that it is not here. Now this set width and set height, these are already, now these data member functions are already available for rectangle class also because of this inheritance. Okay, then react dot set height, we are setting the height of this rectangle also. Okay, now you can see here, see our total area equal to react dot get area. That means what you'll get, you're getting the output 5 7, right? So height we are setting here as 5, and sorry, height we are setting for 7 and width we are setting as 5. And when we call this function, we will be getting output as total area equal to will be 35 because of this. I hope this is clear to you all. This is how we are going to declare the base class, and this is how we are going to inherit the members from the base class to the derived class. And this rectangle is a derived class, this shape is a base class. Okay, and you can see here these two member function, that means set width and set height, is available in the rectangle class also, and these two member function width and height also available for rectangle class by this method. Okay, and inside main you can see here we are not creating the parent class object. You can see here we are not creating for object for shape, we are creating the object rect for rectangle. Okay, and we are from derived class object we are calling the method of this set width and set height because these are already available for rectangle class also. So this is clear to you all, I hope. Okay, now you can see here the biggest advantage of this inheritance is code reusability. Okay, so मैं explain कर रहा हूँ. You can see here we can reuse the members of our parent class. How? This is how we are reusing. Okay, we are not declaring this data in the derived class. Okay, so there is no need to define the members again. Did we use these members okay in derived class? No. So less code is required in the class. हम लोग को इतना कोड लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. यही है advantage of inheritance. The biggest advantage you can say, that is code reusability. So this kind of in your final examination question might ask what are the advantages of inheritance. Okay, so this is the biggest advantage. There will be some more advantages I'm going to add in the next classes. So I hope the basic of this inheritance is clear to you all. In the next classes, what we'll be doing, we are going to discuss about the different types of inheritance. Okay, so there are basically 5 types of inheritance, and then we are going to focus on different access specifier, private का अंदर restriction क्या क्या होता है, and then under public what are the restrictions, what are the restrictions for protected members. Okay, and then we are going to discuss about how we are going to implement constructor and destructor in inheritance with the help of practical example also. This we are going to discuss in the next class. Okay, thank you.